Oh, welcome back to Wisdom to Wealth After 50 and my magical treehouse. I have a new guest for you today. I'm so excited about. Sandy Beshand joins us this day from Naperville, Illinois. Sandy is a new friend of mine that, one of those that you feel like you've known forever. It's kind of that way. And I'm so glad you're here, Sandy, and I'm eager to tell our listeners a bit more about you, your story, and what you do in the world. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Pamela. I'm thrilled to be here.
That's great. Well, I know you're a grandma, right? You have six of them. You have four grown daughters that
I do.
at one point in time you were raising by yourself. And at that time, I know you were working as an interior designer and sales trainer, and
Uh-huh.
design was on your heart. And now, today, after spending decades of doing that, you've realized that your true passion is helping people design their sort of their ideal lifestyle based on the wisdom they've already gathered in the world. So you can see why you're just a perfect fit for what we discuss here in this magical space. Before I tell them any more about you, and I'm excited to get into your story, I'd like to ask you the same question that I ask all of my guests in the beginning, because I speak about a soul-led life, which means to me aligned with your passion, expressing yourself fully, and just really feeling like, you're used in the world to the highest good. So, thinking about that, I would like to ask you what two words you would choose this day to describe what it feels like to live a soul-led life.
Well, I would probably say I feel empowered is one of the words that I would use, and also limitless. I feel that there's no limit to what a woman in your 50s, 60s, 70s we can do. So I think those are the two words that would describe me at today.
Today, right? And those words can change over time, but
Oh,
are are beautiful. And as someone who spends time in workshops and things that you're offering, we're going to get into that a little bit better. I would say that's how I feel when I show up with you and you are teaching and training. I always leave feeling empowered and like, oh, I can do this, right? And
absolutely.
that's a beautiful gift to be passing on to others. So let's talk about this a little bit. You're the founder now, right? After all these years of doing your sales training and interior design work, we want to hear how you got from that to being the founder of the Wealth Builder Collective, which is on a school platform, and you're beginning to attract and train others online, which is
Mhm.
really awesome. So set us up for that and tell us a little bit about how that shift occurred for you. Was
Well, as you were talking about it, Pamela, I was a interior designer for most of my adult life, and I raised four daughters, and somewhere along the line, divorce happened, and I spent 15 years raising my girls and creating what I thought was supposed to be this amazing career in corporate life. And I found that I was really great at sales training, confidence training, being present and in sales. And so I worked corporate, and I worked to the point where I never saw my family. I never, I loved my career and I loved interior design, and I just needed to figure out what my next chapter was going to be after my fourth daughter went off to college. And I decided that life was precious and I wanted to take my skills elsewhere. So I learned online skills, and I learned about myself and what my strengths were and how I could bring that to an online business for myself. And after about almost 4 years of being online and understanding um, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, all the things that you can do in careers, I found my specialty, my purpose, helping women uh, find their purpose and know that we've been sold this, we can retire and life's just going to be so perfect and great, and I just kind of wanted to be able to be that supportive accountability coach and help them discover their next chapter in hand holding.
That's beautiful.
And
That's what you do today.
that's what I do.
It's so beautiful. And so tell us, because I know you always say it doesn't mean you have to quit your job immediately and have you did beautiful bridge building. And I think that's real important for people to understand, because there are probably listeners out there now going, oh my God, I can relate. I'm overloaded. I don't have a life. I can't go anywhere. I'm locked into this. I see
Mhm.
opportunities, people working online, and you did kind of both and for a while until the online took off. And
Exactly. I did. I was working corporate and I actually had someone say to me, "What else do you do?" Now, when I was a mom, I had businesses, little part-time businesses, and lugging around toys or makeup or jewelry. I did it all. I always wanted to keep my myself busy, but I wanted something of my own. And so what I think when you get into corporate or you get into a business or a job and you realize that, you know, what else is there for me? Maybe it's about income. Maybe it's just about I'm not doing what I want to do, or I just there's got to be more. So I started learning online skills because I realized I could take this globally, what I was really good at, and helping women and men understand sales, presence, confidence building, showing up online, and there was a need for it. I see so many people struggling and not understanding that they can do this while working a job, learn the skills, and then this can take you into the future.
that's so beautiful. And that's one of the ways that we first connected, because
Mhm.
you are really, you think of sales and it's this thing,
Mhm.
you have something to sell. And yes, you do. But what you're pointing to, and you alluded to even just moments ago, was you're really about learning who you are and
Yeah.
selling yourself as your natural person, right? And this is what I love about being in the trainings and the community that you have, the Wealth Builder Collective, is you're saying, don't be me, I'm being silly, now you be you, right? And
Yeah.
that's what I always do with others too. Find your naturalness, because don't you think people are more hungry than ever for authenticity?
Oh, absolutely. This is I think, a trust economy. I think people need to know that they can trust you, and I think that most women just don't feel like, why would anyone listen to me, or why would I do this? And I think it's even kind of an introvert's dream to be doing something like this because there's so many multi facets and opportunities and options for women out there, especially. But I think it reignites something inside of you. And not only is it about making an extra income or stream of income, it's about building that confidence that, I don't know, takes you so far into the future. This is something I think you can carry till,
Well,
forever.
it does. And as I have found in working with online entrepreneurs for over a decade now, most are heart centered people that more than money, they're wanting to make a difference in the lives of others. And sometimes to the point that they maybe don't take care of themselves enough and earn enough, or have under earned, or they burn themselves out, like you're alluding to. And so when you find both, and you are knowing that what you are doing is helping others using your strengths, as you said, right?
Hmm.
Whoa, that is like an alignment that's just like passion, purpose, and prosperity all rolled into one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
so you worked for corporate, worked for someone else. Now, I'm finding that it's quite an art to transition to being an entrepreneur. It's very different. In corporate, things sort of roll at you and you know what to do and you get your marching orders. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
limited, but then suddenly you're an entrepreneur and it's like, woo, okay, how do you structure your day to get done what needs to be done that in particular would be income producing for you? Because it's easy to get
Well,
rabbit trails, right?
Yeah, you nailed it right there too. It was, we all have this employee mindset, a lot of us, unless you owned your own company and had employees working for you. But we have this employee mindset where we walk in somewhere and we're told what to do, how to do it. You have to clock in, clock out. You have, that's how you get paid. And when you become an entrepreneur, it's like, oh, I want to work for myself. Oh, I want to be my own boss, but you don't have that structure. So that's so important to structure your day. And you can do that by just simply, having a time set for yourself to say, okay, for an hour, maybe in early morning, especially if you're working a corporate job or any type of job, or maybe you're a busy mom and you're kind of back and forth. You learn to structure your day and you find those little places of time that you can maybe early morning, getting up earlier, lunch breaks, and at evening, and just doing that income producing type of activities. Because what happens is when you're on your own, and we all know this, you tend to, and you're out of your house working, and all of a sudden, life gets in the way and, you kind of veer off. So you want to make sure that you have that. And that's what I love to share with women is making sure to be able to find that time in your life to build that, you
Yeah.
know, extra
Well,
income.
it's beautiful because the structure really then equals the freedom. And we tend to think it
Exactly.
limits us as creative souls. We think, oh, I'm going to be trapped again. It's like, no, no, no. That's what gives you the freedom. And,
Yeah.
and that is beautiful. And you
Yeah.
others find that in such gorgeous ways. I know I've seen you, first of all, saw you on Facebook posts, and I was so intrigued. It's like, oh my God, look at this woman. She's joy filled. She's having fun. She's in a boat. She's in her kitchen polishing her what do you call it, cutting board, and she's
Yeah.
but nicely. But what so intrigued me as someone who helps people find their natural voices, you weren't even saying a word, but everything in your body language and the message that you put on the screen with little text, right, was
Yeah.
conveying a message that had attracted so far, I think, 175,000 Facebook followers, right?
Yeah. I
Right?
have, yeah, on all my platforms, I have almost 200,000 followers, which are mostly women who are just, testing the waters or looking for something, more in their lives,
Right.
something to
And
add to it.
they're responding to you and they're saying, oh, yes, tell me about what are you doing? I kind of want what you're having. Right. And so there is response in that way. But I love this because it is a way that those who have never done anything online, who are feeling like I'm not techie, oh my gosh, it's a way you could begin, right? Before you.
Oh, absolutely. It's all teachable. I was the least techy person, and I still am. I still struggle with it. But we've come so far online, and in anyone, these are learnable skills. You just have to be coachable, but it's not something that takes, hours and hours and hours of time. It's something that you can definitely do, whether you're working or not working. And I just want to be there, and I'm that accountability coach. I'm that support. I I'm going to share all my expertise with you, but also I'm there to kind of, hold you responsible, and so
You have this wonderful blend. I know we've talked about, how you grew up and we're both from the Midwest and all, but when you
oh,
said that when you were young, you were a cheerleader and a track star, and I went, oh, that totally makes sense, right?
well, I wasn't a cheerleader, I was a pom-pom girl, but
Excuse me.
I was always that person who cheered people on, who, made them believe in themselves. That if you have the right mindset and if you believe that you can do it, you can do it. And I've always been that way with my daughters. I'm that way with my grandchildren. I'm that way with women, globally. So,
You are, and it's so infectious, right? And we all love that about you. And then the track star, that's the one that sees the goal
mm,
and goes for it and has the discipline
yeah.
to do it. So you have this beautiful blend of those. I love it when we recognize that strengths we had when we were young, right? It's like that's a part of what we can
Oh,
into what we naturally do that people always, it's hard to see it in yourself sometimes, right?
oh yeah. And we all go to those places of forgetting our capabilities, that we're capable and that, we're women who have built, uh, gosh, we've built our families and we've built, businesses for other people, made money for other people. And I think that, we forgot about ourselves. And I always think back to those days because with track, I had a coach when I was in sixth grade. That's where I was. I mean, I had someone who taught me and who, handled my mindset, handled understanding, getting over those fears of not winning the race and winning the race. And then also I had a coach when I was doing pom pom in how to be creative and how to be confident and how to believe in myself. And again, I've hired coaches and to get me to that part in my life. So I go back to those days of, you know,
It's beautiful, right? You have the skills, but you also had the coaching. And this is so beautiful because that sets you up to be a leader that can offer those things
oh,
to those that you serve. And the other thing that you so wisely have done here, particularly for solopreneurs like I've been for 10 years,
uh-huh.
is create a community, an online community where we can find like-minded people who are on a similar journey. And you're offering trainings twice a week. We're getting an inner circle where we get your wisdom. It just spills out of you and it's organized and you have workbooks and all these things for us. So it's so rich and beautiful and boiled down in a way that I have not found in so many other online things that it just feels overwhelming. And I think that's what really sets you apart, Sandy.
Well, thank you, Pamela. You know what I do? It's a heart of service, but I do what I love to do. And being through my career and being, around women, I want to make sure that I focus in on the things that are really tough for us or that we are limiting beliefs that we have or just to be able and then also I don't teach one offer one I teach a skill that can go with any type of business anything that you're doing out there because that's the basis. It's your foundation. So that's where I built, the Wealth Builder is that, and I created from an interior design standpoint. I brought in that I used to decorate beautiful homes. I used to make beautiful spaces for people. And that's what I want to do, for women now is to create that lifestyle, that beautiful space where, you shine and that there's, you're capable of doing all the possibilities. And, it's very interactive in there. And I think community is so important, especially for women. It's so great to be around strong women who have the same ideas and the same desires and the goals in life. And then we lift each other up. I mean, we need to be surrounded by women like that. So I'm very happy with
Set the community up, in each is it's these rooms and you get to go to these different rooms where these different things happen. And so it's a very intuitive thing. And for those of you who are listening who've not heard about School, Skool, it is a cutting edge platform where people are developing communities, bringing people in, and they're finding their tribe, so to speak, right? The people that they resonate with and it just beautiful opportunities, win-win opportunities. I love that as well. And so it's just a perfect platform or umbrella for someone like yourself and well for me too who has a body of work and expertise that you can bring in and bridge to the online world. And then with what you bring, I love it. I said yesterday, I think it's like the cliff notes, you're not afraid to dive down into the simplest of things because you're working with a lot of us who've been very competent in certain areas of our life and with business. And we come in and we're like, oh my God, I don't know. I mean, how do I even use this phone to make
yeah.
a little reel to communicate and we're intimidated and it's so easy I find for women to think well I don't want to look stupid I'm not going to ask about that you're just cutting to the chase and
Do it messy. Do it messy. Do it. Have fun doing it. We always talk about that. If you're not having fun, you
that's
know,
right. Yeah, you
do
definitely bring the fun factor and it's just like always like I can do this and I can do this one step at a time.
right.
That's how I love how you dole things out in bite-sized pieces, and it's like so every week you're like celebrating. Oh, I did this, and oh, my last week I can say it myself. I didn't know how to use edits on my camera, until about 2 weeks ago, and it's like step
Yeah,
by step, and it's like, oh, I'm a geek. Oh, that's
I
correct.
know.
Right. So, anyway, that's just an important piece to recognize. Times are changing, and digital means online. That's all that means, right? It means
Yeah.
virtual. And what we used to do that took hours, like you, Sandy, what do you have to do? Travel to a client in a car?
Oh, yeah, hours on the road. Yeah, lugging, product, and but also it was I always call it was a kind of like a 24/7 job because I would dream it, think it, breathe it. I was just so busy. But I
Well,
do want to say one thing too about school. It's a platform that people talk about a community, and it's a place that it's like a little business hub. It's somewhere where you can invite people in and you can share your skills of anything that you do. And I think that that's just so important to people to realize that life is changing and you can go globally and you can build anything, anything, and from knitting to fashion to weight loss to, what you do, the voice,
and not
you
only
know,
but monetize it, which is all what you're all about.
yeah.
You also do that. So you have that and I'm helping others and I'm doing what I love. And well, there's three ends, right?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's yeah, times are changing. And again, when you brought that up, it's you we didn't know how to start when we got married or start a family or buy a home or use a phone for the first time. I always say birth a child. I mean, we didn't know, but guess what? We learned, and it's not rocket science. It takes a little trial and error, and but amazing things happen. So I always tell women, we all start these that first day on the job, and you don't know what you don't know. It's the same thing as taking something online and building a business for yourself. It's just one
Right.
step at a time.
And for those of you who are listening, who are going, build a business, that sounds hard and tiring. I'm exhausted. Oh, let me just say, yes, you are. And you're really creating a lifestyle that is more suited to how you want to live, right, Sandy?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not like when we think of a business, it's not paperwork and people working for you and hours and everything. Everything is monetized online. It's digital. It's AI. It's so
Right. And even AI scares me.
much simpler.
I'm finding, oh my gosh, it's like I've got a little personal assistant. I mean, I still
Yeah.
myself, I do all these things, but it's a wonderful tool that has come
Right.
to the world. It's not going anywhere. And there are creative and very responsible ways to use that that can be time saving. And I think that's something that is wonderful. And I know you teach that as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a minute about because you were a single mom and you did all that. And then you fell in love again, right?
Never say never. Yeah, I did. I absolutely did late in, when I was 60. Gosh, I got married. Well, I'm 65 and I got married at 61 and fell in love with the love of my life. 15 years of being independent and yeah, and I met
Yeah.
the one, the one.
What you shared about him, I absolutely love that he encourages you to shine, to be
Oh,
to do your thing because obviously you want to see all this work and you are here to serve. And he is very supportive, which a lot of
oh, absolutely.
people don't have, you know.
Yeah, and it's it's hard when you don't have the support, but you know what? They don't sometimes people don't have the vision that you have or the belief, and so they have to see it sometimes too. But no, my husband is absolutely 100% behind me. He sees what I do, he sees the lives that I've changed and the women that I've affected, and he sees me light up. I mean, he just sees a different person.
Oh,
Uh,
there she is.
and
There she is.
yeah, yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing too. I just want to touch on it for a second. For those who don't feel supported, and it's difficult, but you can
Mhm.
get that also, because a lot of times those who are holding you back are feeling fearful for you or whatever. And the more confident that you become in who you are and why you're doing what you're doing and express that, and then especially if it starts earning income, oh, all of us,
Oh.
oh, well, I guess I do like that.
Yeah, it's just so new to people that are probably, I'd say, in your later 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So when you don't get that support, and but also it's not a, I think women think I'm going to make a fool out of myself, or I'm going to do something, you know, that people are going to judge me for. And I say, go with your heart, your soul, your in your gut, what you feel, and you know what? I never think about that. I just think about how much fun I'm having, thinking about the freedom that I've created to be with my grandkids, my family. I get to travel to see my mom
Mm.
and dad who are in their late 80s, and they live in another state. So I don't have to ask anyone for permission, and I can take my business wherever I want to go, and I can go spend time with them back and forth because, life is short, and I want to make sure that's so important to create something that,
It is. That's
you
so
take
amazing.
anywhere.
That's how I began 10 years ago. Both parents knew at
Yeah.
the same time, and they were 6 hours apart, and I was able to travel between. And then that's like, whoa, I don't want to work for anyone else again. This is pretty cool.
No,
Like,
you couldn't pay me to go back to work for anyone else.
well, I also just want to ask you, talk about how you're impacting so many lives, and I'm one of them. And others that I've seen. But you also surely have four daughters that are grown now that are watching you. What are they learning from their mama?
That you can do anything. You can do anything you set your mind to. And I've always taught them that because they saw me as a single mom, and I had to work, and they saw, and I taught them all of the skills that they would need to be independent.
Mhm.
So when I set them off into the world, it wasn't, I wasn't, I didn't, I wasn't a helicopter mom. I was one that said, you can do this, you can do this. And it was the same way about whatever career path, whatever they want to do in life,
Mhm.
you can do it. And there are tools and there's skills and there's ways to get that. And so, whatever life you choose.
There you are. There you are. You just summarized what you do now, right? You
Yeah,
teach the same skills that make it work anywhere. I mean,
absolutely.
said it. There it is. And you instilled that in your daughters, who are now some of them mothers,
Oh,
right?
they're phenoms. They're mothers, and I have a daughter who's going to get her doctorate.
Woo.
Yeah. So I absolutely, I'd love to empower women, and and just we've had a lot of us have certain pasts, and certain obstacles in our life that we all have gone through, and you can overcome it.
Well,
And
there's
you know,
wisdom that you've gained in those experiences, was which you roll into that they become strengths then, resilience and moving past those fears, like you said, and the willingness to do things messy, and go and move past feeling judged by others. And oh my gosh, and can we look in the mirror and not judge ourselves? Right?
that's something for that we've learned too young in life, that quit judging yourself. I used to never talk about my age, and now I'm like, who cares? Who cares? I don't really care what someone thinks about what I'm doing, because it's for me. I own it. It's my own. Having ownership is the most incredible thing. It builds confidence. But I just want women to know out there, there's other things that you can do and other streams of income, because look at life. It doesn't always,
Yeah.
pan out. It changes, and you need to have, some wonderful skills.
That's beautiful. And those are just wonderful words to leave with those who are listening here today. That final words I've heard you say, be yourself and then open to these new possibilities that you may not even realize are there for you, and go, ooh, I feel trapped. I feel scared. I mean, changing times right now, a lot of uncertainties. And I
Yeah.
that you're wonderful at what you do and you're opening the eyes of many, and not only opening their eyes but empowering them and helping them learn those skills that, just like your daughters, you can take into whatever area is going to work for you. And that is
Absolutely.
just a beautiful, beautiful gift and beautiful leadership, Sandy. Wow.
Oh, thank you, Pamela. I appreciate that.
Joy to speak with you today. And I'm going to put your link to your community, the Wealth Builders Collective, in the link below if people want to take a look at that and have a look inside and see what it's about. And I know you also have Facebook links and you're gearing up to do more on YouTube. So we'll put whatever links pertain right now. And at some point, I'd love to have you back and then say, how are things going and what is shifting and changing? Because we're living in very fast times right now. And that
Absolutely. I think it's an amazing time. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. That's how I.
That's right. Embrace it. And know that, and the other thing you and I both teach is, you don't have to go it alone. And there are others out there that can be supportive and encouraging, and they have wisdom we don't have. And boy, then you
Right.
cooking together on that, and it's like it's amazing. And so yes, men and women both are going through these changing times, and I know you serve primarily women, but men have expressed an interest in this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think, you just have to understand, research, do look into what's possible online, which is it's just amazing. And if you're fearful, that's understandable. We all have, those fears, but we help you in the community. We help you, take that next step. So I think we forget about us at one point in our life because we built our families, we built our businesses, we solved problems. We just somewhere along the line we forget about us. So if I'm speaking to women out there, it's just, take a chance on yourself.
What beautiful, beautiful advice, beautiful wisdom. Oh, we could go on, and we
I
could
know.
do another, but it's just an absolute joy to give people a
Oh,
world and help them see what you offer in ways that they can connect with you moving forward. You're definitely turning your wisdom into wealth every day and sharing your.
yeah.
And that's it for now. Thank you, my empowered and limitless friend,
Thank you.
colleague, and carry on with all that you're doing. Yes, yes. And for those of you who are listening, if you'd like to continue watching, subscribe to this channel. And you'll also be invited into my Soul Voice studio, where we help you open your voice and get comfortable, maybe being on camera and working online in ways you haven't expected. So those links will be there for you as well. And in the meantime, keep listening, keep trusting, and keep making love visible in the world wherever you go. Bye for now.